We are on a road trip heading to the Tug Hill Plateau.
Are we going to
mighty Adirondack?
Are we going to Tug Hill?
Tug Hill Plateau.
Is it that way?
And then we're heading into the interior and see what happens. Beetroot, Officer Price, Hank, and I got the kayaks and the fly rods. It is a multi-function attack.
Let's continue onward.
There's the Mohawk River Canal.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Johnny, come on.
Now there's the city of Little Falls, perched above the Mohawk River.
Racing stripe in the back.
We are wearing lightweight wading equipment because look at beetroot.
No.
See? Because it's 90 degrees, or 95. And we're going to hit the West Canada Creek.
I'm carrying this down to the river.
We got a good crew here. I think we can make it happen. Bobber fishing. It's like bobber fishing.
That's what it reminds me of. Bobber fishing.
It is kind of a bobber. You're looking.
The bobber up top, and the bobber goes down.
You set the hook. So, being as it was a 90-plus degree day, we decided we'd start out with nymphs. And the West Canada is a beautiful river to fish nymphs. It's got some riffles, it's got some pocket water, and it's got big, long flows. Dam controlled, too. To get to it from where we live takes about 3 hours out of western Massachusetts. And we have to go through Albany and then down the Mohawk Valley, which reeks of history. When you get to Herkimer, named for the Herkimer family that produced the hero of that region, Nicholas Herkimer, famous for his action at the Battle of Oriskany in 1777, you move north up the West Canada Creek and by the Herkimer Diamond Mines, which put the place on the map today. We fish up above it, and there's a couple different trophy waters that have been designated. Now, this area during the Revolutionary War was the domain of the Tories and the native peoples. As I've said many times on Fishing Historic Places, rivers were the roads, the highways of the colonial period, with the West Canada Creek and the Mohawk River connecting British-controlled Lake Ontario and the St. Lawrence Seaway, where Montreal and Quebec were, with the Hudson and therefore New York City, meaning this area that we're fishing was basically a battleground. And it proved to be a battleground for us as well, as we got into the brown trout almost immediately after we got into the water. Now, it was maybe 5 o'clock in the afternoon when we started fishing, so we had a few hours to get them. Gang down below,
We'd wait
Beetroot,
till the sun declined
Price,
on this very warm
Daryl,
day.
John, Hank's right here. I'm going up above. Oh, Daryl's on! I'm going to get down there and see what Daryl's got. Daryl with a fish. What are you looking at, Daryl? Oh, that net is tightly packed away.
He's got it pretty deep where I get just release it.
Brown. So that's 2 so far.
He's got it pretty deep down on the inside.
You're letting them revive a little bit. There he goes. This water's nice and cool comparatively. So I have a boulder right here, and I'm French nymphing above the boulder and letting the nymph come back with this really raging current, using a pretty big weight on it. Well, in other words, it's a pretty big nymph. It's good for this volume of water. Now it's a hot day, and it's been hot the last few days, but this is dam controlled, and it's a tail race. So the water's oxygenated and cool. There's a hit. A little bang right there. I should have caught that. This is where I talk about the Euro nymph dance that you got to do. You got to know the speed of the current. You got to be able to get your nymphs down low. If you're not hitting the bottom once in a while, you're not doing it right. So you will get hung up now and then. But you got to get down. Quite a perspective. Get out in the middle of a river. Put electronics on. Casting up and I'm letting it sink. I got a really heavy nymph on as my anchor nymph. I got boulders on the opposite side of the current from me here, and I'm hoping that I can drag one in front of a fish that's over on those boulders. I netted John's big one. He does. He's got red on him. That's nice. That's a nice one. New animal. Oh yeah, nice fish. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful brown. Beautiful fish. Yep. Look at him. The net floats, see? We got the floating net. Let's bring it right over. Son of a... Get out there, beetroot.
I want to get a picture of that.
Western Mass White. That's a beautiful brown. He's such beautiful colors.
Yeah, I knew he was a pretty good one. Got him right in the nose.
Right in the snout.
I don't see him.
Swimming right
No,
there.
he got it on deep.
Not anymore.
All right, you got your forceps?
Yep. Yep.
That's a nice one.
There we go. Hold him up for the camera, Daryl. Beautiful.
18 inches.
Yeah, he's a beautiful colored fish, though.
Got him?
If you're back at home, this
I got him. I think I got him.
we so I'm good for. That moon is up, and we got the mouse fly. And I'm swinging it and working it a little bit, so it's popping on the top of the water. I can't see it. It's kind of dark, but I know what it's doing, and I'm keeping tension on it, so if one whacks it, I'll know it. And you know, what you got to do is you got to do different lengths casts. Like, I'm going to put it right out in the middle, not far. And just move it here. So I could see it the whole time there. And when they come after these, they come after them. They chase them right across the river. There's a rock breaking out there. I'm going to put it right, bring it right by that rock. Okay, after your ordeal, you now have what kind of fly on? He's got a green muddler.
A lychee looking big green.
Does it sink or float?
6.
Oh, so he's working the lower portion of the water column. That's actually a good idea. A streamer. I'm down here filming. I'm just filming. What is it? Oh man, Canadians. This is the West Canada Creek. Those are West Canada geese. Daryl caught one like you did, maybe a little smaller, but a nice, beautiful brown. How about you?
Right there by that log, that big tree in the water.
Yeah.
I said I wanted one side, cast it over it, and found a nice 17.
Nice.
I caught a couple, nothing great. 14 and a 12 maybe.
Yeah, I caught like a 10, 8, 10. Everybody got one. Piseco Lake, Western Adirondacks. Big lake. It's got some nice inlets, beautiful outlet, and some gorgeous streams.
What I would call this Western Adirondacks.
Figuring those are the Adirondacks right there. Yeah, speculators in the Adirondacks. It's right down there.
I don't know if it's west,
Oh, you mean it might be central?
southern.
Yeah, south. Yeah, southwest. So Piseco Lake is a big, beautiful natural lake. Now, when you're talking about a big lake in New York, you've got Champlain, George, Sacandaga, the Finger Lakes, Oneida, Oneonta. You got some big lakes. This lake is probably 8,000 acres. And it's in the southwestern Adirondacks. Not in the famous lakes region of the Adirondacks, up by Racket and Blue and the Fulton Lakes. But it's a natural lake. So what you're looking at is the remains of a valley gouged out by southward moving glaciers and then filled up with meltwater and then silted in with sand. All the inlets, wherever you have a brook coming into this lake, you're going to have sand, just sand. At one time, you're probably talking about this lake being part of a river system, a much larger river system. And you have big areas of sand on the bottom of this lake, lots of natural weeds, glacial erratic rocks scattered. It's got a healthy population, one of the best populations of lake trout in the state. Like a healthy population of breeding lake trout. And they're going to be deep right now. We're opportunistic. Of course, I'm going to be fishing for bass, but if I catch other fish along the way, I'm not unhappy. Some good yellow perch in here. Pickerel. A very good nursery area because there's a lot of weeds in the shallows of this lake. So with that said, I'm going to start fishing in a minute. And I'm not going to go all the way back into those weeds. I'm going to start over here on the shady eastern shore, and I'm going to let the wind carry me along, see what I think about the area. I can see us, of course, when you're looking at a lake you haven't fished yet. I haven't fished this lake other than through the ice. You can see the sand on the shoreline. There's a big sandbar coming out in front of me. And that's going to, of course, give you a clue as to what's going on under the water that you can't see. Now, if it's just we're talking about a big sandy flat, and then we're going to be looking at fish that are going to be clustering around weed beds, fish that are going to be on any available cover, docks, rocks, blowdowns, stumps, buoys. People often overlook buoys as a structure. Well, you don't. You want to cast at buoys because buoys have anchors on the bottom. Sometimes it's a cinder block, sometimes it's something much larger, sometimes it's an actual anchor. And if you don't overlook buoys, you'll catch more fish. Looks like Officer Price is being chased. Obviously, two irate Adirondack tourists must have a score to settle with Officer Price. They're coming around the corner. They're catching him. He's really not putting as much into it as I've seen him. He's paddled faster. I've seen him paddle faster. I don't think he's afraid. Maybe I missed I had a big fish follow it up, and I got one now. Spinnerbait, well, what else would I be using, right? So, looks like a small, the way it jumped, is it a smallmouth? I don't know. Yeah, oh, it's a smallmouth. So this is the first fish I got, but I had a big one follow me in, and he turned away at the boat, and then I put a silver minnow on over there, and I got two beautiful pickerel hits. Beetroot missed a big pickerel. He missed another big pickerel. Oh, look at this guy. Holy cow. I threw it out because there's a gravel bar here. He's not that big, but he's a scrapper. Look at a scrappy smallmouth. Piseco Lake smallmouth. He's very healthy. Good clean water here in the Dacks. My hat's better than yours. Oh, this has got a lot of Laker, right? It's got a lot of Lakers in it. I was thinking, seriously, I like a dope. I mean, I should have brought jigging spoons, because I think, and I don't think this is the area to launch. There's like 3 places to launch along that shore, and if you were to launch at one of the deeper areas, you could possibly do pretty well, you know. Just if you could find the deep hole or a hump in the right water temperature. I mean, it's probably a lake that could support my boat pretty easily, don't you think?
There's some pretty big ones out there.
Yeah. Got himself a pickerel. Oh no! Oh! Which is a great weedless lure. Like all weedless lures, it's not the easiest lure to hook a fish on. With weedless hooks, you know, you're sacrificing surety a hook set. I truss mine with a grub, as you can see. Back in the old days, we'd put pork rind on them. Ooh, I just think I might have had a bash. You can see the fish react to this. Even little ones will react to it when I bring it by the weeds. You'll see little ones reacting. They'll come running out and investigate. The thing you want to do with them is you want to flutter them, and then you want to just let them drop. Well, look at those pieces of what I call pickerel grass, but look at the cool, bright pink where the roots were under the water a little while ago. Now they're out. That's really neat. That's very pretty. I've never noticed how beautiful and pink they get. Piseco Lake, first foray. Didn't catch a lot of fish, but we caught the fish species we figured were in here with the notion that maybe there'll be more to come in years to come.